Hello everyone, this is Catalina from daydreamingtoreality.com, and today I'm going to teach you how to make a beautiful Christmas advent calendar with your CRICUT machine. Now for this project you do need a big CRICUT machine, a Maker or Explorer. And let me show it to you. Look at this beauty. Don't you agree? This is beautiful. Look at it. It has 24 drawers. You can open each drawer. Look at this cute little drawer. It's gonna have the numbers there, and you can put some chocolate. My dad helped me build this because, you know, even though I'm 33 years old, he still spoils me. So yes, a shout out to my dad that made this project possible. Now this project is a little complicated. There is a lot of cutting, but it's so rewarding because you won't find this at the store. This won't be available at any store, and it's unique, and you can personalize it with your favorite colors and with your favorite chocolate. Even if you don't get it very dirty, you could save it for next Christmas as well. And it holds pretty well. It's very stable. Everything fits nicely. I mean, look at that. Each drawer comes on its own, and it's just beautiful. It really is. So before we go to CRICUT Design Space, I'm going to show you all the materials that we're going to need to make this project. As I mentioned before, for this tutorial, we're going to need a big CRICUT machine. You can either use a CRICUT Maker or a CRICUT Explorer. I'm going to be using my CRICUT Maker 3. The tools that we're gonna need are very simple. We're gonna need the fine point blade, and we're gonna need the scoring wheel. If you have an Explorer machine, or if you have a Maker and you don't have a scoring wheel, you can also use the scoring stylus. This project also requires very long cuts, so we're gonna be using a 12 by 24 CRICUT mat, and I know most likely you have the 12 by 12 and not the 12 by 24, but we need the big one. But not least, I also like using these little tweezers to kind of like help me put the numbers on top of the drawers. I like it. I mean, you can also use your hand, but I prefer to use the tweezers if you have them. And yes, that's pretty much regarding CRICUT tools and accessories. This is the advent calendar that we're gonna make, right? I want to show you how it works so you don't get lost, because it contains a lot of pieces and I want you to have success when you put it together. Okay, so there is one piece of cardstock that goes on the front, and then here there is a title that says Merry Christmas. It's optional, you can also leave it out. And on the back there is, I don't want the drawers to fall, is another piece of cardstock, and on the sides there is more cardstock to form the box. Now I want you to pay attention. When I remove the drawers, you're gonna see that they are inside these little cardstock pieces. These are the drawer holders. Now that you know how it works, let me show you the materials. This project uses a lot of paper. Now, let me show you first what we're going to use for the structure of the advent calendar, like the main box. We're going to be using two pieces of cardstock, one for the front and one for the back. I picked this beautiful white glitter cardstock, and it's just gorgeous. For the size, you will need 12 by 24 cardstock. You can buy it at Michael's, they already have it, and it's really cool that we can find now large paper for our CRICUT projects. And the 12 by 24 paper is going to be for the sides, and also it's going to be for the drawer holders. If you don't want to buy a whole pack of 12 by 24 paper because it's expensive, you can also buy poster board, like at the school section. You can buy it at Walmart or at Michael's. And yes, I mean, a poster board is pretty cheap, and it's also sturdy like cardstock. For the drawers and the decoration, like the title that had the Merry Christmas, we're going to be using beautiful paper as well. the beauty of this project will depend on the type of colors that you use. I'm going to be using foil paper in different colors, blue, green, red, and gold. I found them at Michael's and they have like a packs, and it's just, I think it's gonna look so beautiful. And for the numbers on top of the drawers, I'm gonna be using sticky cardstock. You can buy sticky cardstock at CRICUT.com or on Amazon. And I have a CRICUT Maker 3, so I can cut it without a CRICUT mat. However, if you have another type of Cricut, you can just trim a little bit and put it on your CRICUT mat. It's not a big deal. And that's pretty much it. These are all the materials. It's a lot of paper. To assemble the advent calendar, you're going to need high quality glue. I always recommend Big and 3-in-1. I really like this glue. It dries fast. And what I like about this glue is that it won't make your paper wet. Because if you use another glue like kids glue, your paper is gonna get wet and then your project is gonna look like a preschool project, and then you don't want that, right? So please repeat after me. I will only use high quality glue. Also, to put the Christmas title, like the Merry Christmas, on top of the advent calendar, I'm gonna be using some cupcake toppers, like the little sticks, and some foam dots to create a 3D effect on the project. This is optional, but I really recommend it. Ever since I found the foam dots to add like a pop-up effect on my projects, I don't think I'll ever go back, because the projects look 10 times better. What I just mentioned are all the tools and materials we need to complete the entire structure of the advent calendar. However, what are you gonna put inside the advent calendar? Well, I've also included some Bible verses for print and cut, so you can stick them inside the little drawers, and you can also put in some chocolate. Unfortunately, I cannot provide you with the chocolate, but I just got like some kisses, and this is kind of like the little Bible verse that we'll put inside. Okay, so now that you know all the parts about the advent calendar and how we're gonna build that, let's go to CRICUT Design Space. I am in CRICUT Design Space, and I'm going to have an entire tutorial where you can download these files. The link is on the description. This project, you can upload everything to the same project. However, I prefer to divide it because it's easier to work that way. We're going to divide this project in 3. First is going to be the Christmas advent calendar structure, where it's like the box with the drawer holders. Then the second one is going to be the drawers. And the third one is going to be the numbers and the decoration. Now, let's start with the structure of the tree. Click on upload. Here, I'm gonna go to where I have them saved, and I'm going to click on upload advent calendar. And click on add to canvas. As you can see, everything is nice and grouped. However, I have to ungroup. You don't have to resize anything. Everything is just ready to go. The only thing that you need to do is to change the I'm going to click here, and I'm going to select just the lines. All of them are for scoring. So click on score, and all this group, attach it. So we have one. Now I'm going to do the same one with this one. Control or Command to select them all. Change the operation to score and attach. Now we have to continue like this until we finish them all. I just finished scoring and attaching. So every little thing, like for instance in this one, there's going to be just one little drawer. In here, there's going to be 2 drawers, 3, 4, 5, 6 drawers, and then 3 at the bottom. And then this is going to be 4 of the box, kind of like to close it. And this one is going to be at the top, on the sides. And this is going to be the front of the tree, on the back of the tree. Let's save it. I'm going to put Advent Calendar. I'm going to upload my drawer file. And remember, I'm gonna be using 11 by 8.5 paper, so I'm going to be use this template. I'm going to upload it. I'm going to add to canvas, and it's already resized. Now, I'm gonna teach you a couple of tricks here. Okay, so there is a couple of things to keep in mind here. All these lines that are inside of the box are scoring lines. The only one that is not a scoring line is the one that is this little half circle, because that is kind of like the tab to pull the drawer out, if that makes sense. The operation of all these lines need to be changed to score, so just click on them, all of them except for the curved one, and change them to score. If you were to use a 12 by 12 mat for these drawers, which you can, you just attach all of this and you're good to go. However, I'm gonna be using a 12 by 12 mat, and since I'm using the same type of material, the only thing that changes are colors, I'm going to be making a duplicate so it's ready to go on my 12 by 24 mat. So I'm gonna be cutting 4 boxes per mat instead of 2 if I were only using a 12 by 12 mat. I have my group here, and do you see this little position here? I'm gonna move it to 1 and to 1. Okay, so it starts on my mat at 1 and 1, and then I'm gonna create a copy of this. I'm gonna change the position to be on the Y at 13 and then on 1. And let me zoom out so you can see. Do you see them right here? Now I'm going to attach these 2 boxes, and the drawers are complete. I'm going to name the project Advent Calendar Drawers. And again, all these drawers are already resized. You don't have to do anything. Now I'm gonna do the last project. I'm gonna click on upload, browse, and I'm going to upload the decoration, which is going to be the numbers and also the print and cut images for the Bible verses. Here, since this is a complex image, just select complex, apply and continue, and upload as a print and cut image. Repeat this until you have all the images inside. I have all the decoration for my Advent calendar, the Merry Christmas title and the numbers, plus the Bible verses that go inside the little drawers, okay? And I'm gonna add everything to the canvas. That needs resizing here are the Bible verses, and I'm gonna show you how to do this. First, I'm going to ungroup the decoration, and I'm gonna weld all the numbers so they're all together. You can also attach them, but I'm just gonna weld them for simplicity. And these ones, I'm going to resize them, considering the max size that you can do for print and cut, 9.25, and then they're all going to resize on their own, 9.25 for the height and 9.25. Perfect. Now we have our third project within this project. I'm gonna save it. Perfect. Okay, we have all our projects. Let's go see them over here. There's 3. Now I'm going to make the first one. Okay, are you ready? I'm excited. I'm gonna be using on mat. For the structure of the Advent calendar, we're gonna be using 4 12 by 24 mats. Okay, something very important, and is that when you score, you have to put your paper facing down. When you score, you need to do it on the back of the paper, otherwise you're not gonna score very well. There's cases where you can break the rules, because you can always break the rules with something, okay? Now, here's the thing. Since this is math and everything measures the same way, you don't need to mirror. But for instance, for my drawers, I'm going to be placing my paper pretty side down on the mat because it's two different colors. Anyway, you don't have to worry a lot about it unless you have unless your paper has two different colors, okay? So this one is white on each way, so I'm not gonna worry about it, but I'll make the mention on the drawers. For the glitter cardstock, it's very important that we make sure we place the paper where it needs to go. So for instance, here, I'm gonna move this one down so I make sure that my project cuts where it needs to be cut. And I'm gonna click on continue. Before we cut, we have to put the paper on our mat. I'm gonna open my machine and load it. Whenever you have the scoring wheel, you have to make sure you install it first, because your machine first scores and then cuts. If you have the scoring stylus, you have to put it on this side. And now I'm gonna start the cut. Now I'm gonna install the fine point blade. Unload the mat and then bend it to release the material. Now set aside the cuts, and we just have to keep cutting everything. We just finished cutting the structure of the tree. This is the back, the front, the lateral sides, and these are the drawer holders. But first we're gonna cut the drawers, and we're also going to cut the decorations, and then we put everything together, okay? I have my boxes here, and I'm gonna click on make it. Now, this is the reason why I decided to leave this project separate, and it's because it's easy for me to add copies from here rather than having a bunch of things in Design Space. So I have 4 boxes in this mat, and I need 24, so I'm gonna have to cut this mat 6 times. So for project copies, I'm gonna put 6 here, and I'm gonna click on apply, and this is going to give me 24 copies. Now, here's the thing. I always like to make sure that where I place my paper is where I want my cut. So here, very quickly, I'm just going to move each mat, the cut, I'm gonna move it to 1, 1, because I wanna make sure that I can just put my paper here starting at 1 and starting at 13. And I'm gonna repeat this with all the mats. And 6. Perfect. Now I'm gonna click on continue, and my material is medium cardstock, and I'm gonna set the pressure to more because I just always like to do more pressure. And I'm gonna click here to remember my material settings, because that's the material I'm using for all my boxes. Now, the reason why we're doing this, all the boxes on the same mat, is because it's the same paper. The only changes that I have is in color, and that really doesn't matter when you cut. The only thing that matters is the thickness of the paper. Okay, so with that said, let's go to the mat and see how I place my paper on it. As you can see, the paper has 2 different colors, brown and the beautiful gold. And I am going to be cutting like this. I'm gonna put it on 1. And I don't want, I can barely touch because this mat is still fairly new, and I don't want my paper to get damaged. And I'm gonna start the other one at 13. So do you see how much easier it is to move things around instead of like having to calculate, oh, 0.25 inches here, I have to put the paper here. I just find this easier. I'm gonna start the cut, and I'm going to press the flashing go button. Machine is done scoring, and now I'm going to install the fine point blade. If you use glitter cardstock, make sure you clean the blade so it doesn't interfere with the cut. Okay, I'm done here, and I'm going to remove the cuts from the mat. Here are my first 4 boxes, and I have to repeat this process another 5 times till I complete my 24 boxes. So, you know, I guess I'll just see you when I'm done cutting all the boxes. Finally, I'm done cutting my 24 boxes. That took a long time, let me tell you. But if you use 12 by 12 paper, that will cut the time too between loading and unloading the mat. But I really like the foil paper, and it only came on 8.5 by 11 inches paper. So, you know, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Anyway, we have the structure of the advent calendar. We have the boxes. Now we're gonna do the decorations. Okay, finally it's time to do the last project. Okay, so I'm gonna click on it, and I'm gonna do make it. And I'll click on mat, and I'm gonna hit continue. Now this time I'm just gonna be using the 12 by 12 mat. First, I'm gonna print all the copies, and then I'm just gonna do all the cuts. So send to printer. I have all the papers and all my Bible verses, everything I need for the decorations for the advent calendar. Okay, now I'm going to start with print and cut. Now it's very important that when you go to the first print and cut, that you are making sure you put the right one on the mat. So the first one, it starts with December 11th, and then I'm gonna select copy paper, and I'm gonna need the fine point blade. I'm gonna open the machine, and it starts with December 11th. I'm gonna put it here on my mat. Now I'm gonna load it. Mat. Cutting everything we need for our project. We have the decorations here, which are the numbers, the title, the Bible verses that go inside the drawers, and the structure for the advent calendar. Okay, so this is how we're going to do it. First, we're gonna put the structure together, and then we're gonna put everything else. This is the front. This is gonna be the top. These are gonna be the laterals. And here, this is gonna be the bottom, okay? So as you can see, it matches. Like, do you see this little divot here? It matches with the top, and this one matches here. So this is number 1. There's only one box in this little one. There's number 2, and we have 3, 4, 5, 6, and again number 3. The number 3, you know, like at the top, is different than the one at the bottom. The one at the bottom has like these extra tops, and this one is just a drawer holder, so don't confuse them. I'm gonna start with number 1. First, I'm gonna do the folds towards the lines, towards the score lines, okay? Some folds are gonna be on the outside. That's where we break the rules. There is like a tab on each drawer holder. There is a tab at the end that we're going to connect here, like this. And there is going to be little tabs on the outside that we're going to connect or glue with the front of the advent calendar. And now I'm going to glue. It's very important that everything matches perfect. So you're gonna glue the first step like this. We have our first drawer hold. Now I'm gonna do the second one. Now it's time to put it here on the front of the advent calendar. Flip it, face it your way, and this little tab has to be matching with the top. Put a little bit of glue here. And glue at the top too. You have to put glue from edge to edge to edge to edge. It is very important that everything has glue. So I'm gonna put glue over here. Now again, glue from edge to edge, from edge to edge, and here on the sides. I'm going to fold the little tabs. Gonna put glue here at the bottom. And now I'm gonna glue this one. Finally, it's time to close it. The way I'm gonna close it is that I'm gonna put glue over all these little tabs, here, 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 everywhere pretty much. Now I'm gonna close it. Very carefully, trying to align all the edges. Now we're just gonna start doing the little boxes. You're gonna fold the box like this. This little tab here, the way I do it is that I first fold it in and then I fold it out. I'm just going to glue, and this is how I like to glue it. Now as you glue the first one, the second one, you're gonna find a way that works the best for you, but this is how I like to do it. I like to put glue here on this side and also glue here, making sure it doesn't go inside the tab, just like this. And all the way on the edges. Perfect. And then I close it like this. And then I close it here too. And then I just hold it in place. There you go. And now we're just going to repeat until we complete all of them. Finally, I'm done with this last box. Before we put them inside, let's just work on the little decorations, okay? To do this, I'm gonna be using these little foam dots. It does take a little time to do them. This last one, I'm gonna glue. What do you think? Isn't it so beautiful? Let's put the chocolate and the Bible verses on each drawer. So I'm gonna put 2 chocolates per drawer. 3, actually. This is December 1st. Look at that, doesn't that look so beautiful? Now we're gonna do the numbers. This is why I like the tweezers, because I go like this, I pick up number 1 and then I just put it here. Let go of the tweezers, have 1. I have these cupcake toppers, and then I'm gonna put this one here. this one here and let them dry. When they are done drying, we're gonna kind of set them in the middle, and I'm just gonna do kind of a little mark with my weeder tool here, and also here. And I'm gonna do a little hole big enough for the toppers to fit in there. And now I'm gonna put them in here all the way down. To make sure that they stay still with the glue, I'm gonna do a little circle around them. Just be patient and let it dry. Sometimes, and after you put the chocolates and things inside the drawers, you're gonna notice there is a little bit of slack. Okay, like here, doesn't look very good. So you can remove it, and or you can make it look better if you do the following. I already fixed the one on the top and this one, and I'm gonna put the little drawers here because you need them. You see that it's a little bit done, and I want it to be kind of a little bit better. Okay, so I'm gonna remove here these 4 drawers, and I'm gonna add a little bit of sticker cardstock here, at the bottom, between this and between here and here. Here's my sticker cardstock. It's about 1.5 by 3 inches or so. You wanna measure it in a way where this is gonna get fixed. First, I'm gonna fold it in half. Now I'm gonna remove the backing, and very carefully I'm going to lift up the slack, making sure all the little folders fit. You may even want to do one here and another one here if you're very perfectionist. I am not that perfectionist, so I'm just gonna do it so it looks better than what it is. And I'm gonna bring the sticker cardstock all the way to the edge and glue it at the top. When it's glued on the top, I'm gonna glue it to the back. And do you see that some of the slack got corrected? Now notice how some of the sagging was corrected. Okay guys, my advent calendar just finished drying, kind of the title, and I absolutely love the result. I really do. It stands up and it's beautiful on the back, on the front. I love how vibrant the colors are. I love that I can open little drawers here and there. Isn't that beautiful? I can't wait to use mine this Christmas, and I know it's a lot of work. It takes a while, but you can do little by little at a time. If you have kids, you can teach them how to fold the drawers, or your husband, then it's not such a long project. That's it, you guys. This project is complete. I'll see you next time. Bye.